The Cumberland Youth Foundation serves the recreation needs of metropolitan Chattanooga. The nonprofit CYF began in May 1958 and has grown until now it's necessary to set aside a day when each youngster is registered for all activities of the program. Recreation activities include tennis, which is played on 4 lake-old courts that were completed in October 1964 with a well-rounded program for every age. Our lighted baseball field is considered to be the finest in Chattanooga. Approximately 42 games per week are played on it as well as on a nearby undeveloped field. A full playground program meets the needs of children of all ages in various types of games, crafts, hobbies, and field trips. The playground program is supervised by 3 of our 15 full-time, highly competent staff members. The swimming pool is used by thousands each summer. An extensive swimming instructional program using only qualified Red Cross instructors is held daily. Although the L-shaped pool has been constructed for maximum safety, the need and use of this facility have been so great that it's necessary to have 4 lifeguards on duty at all times. The filtration system needed for water recirculation and purification is designed to meet and surpass state health standards. Currently, pool capacity, as you can see, is virtually at its maximum, and we hope soon that this facility can be expanded to accommodate those who enjoy this popular pastime. The kiddie pool, like the big one, seems to have decreased in size each year. Actually, both pools should be doubled or tripled in size to meet the recreational needs of a growing Chattanooga. Softball is another aspect of recreation at the Cumberland Youth Foundation. High school-age boys representing churches of all denominations find at the CYF a league suited to their competitive spirit. Games and practice periods are arranged to suit each age group. We at the Cumberland Youth Foundation are extremely proud of our tennis courts. 4 championship courts with a well-planned program of instructional and competitive tennis have added considerably to the CYF program. A desperate need exists for the tennis courts to be lighted. When this is accomplished, the usage should conceivably double. Adjacent space is being reserved to construct additional courts that will provide increased opportunity for young and old to participate in this wholesome and pleasurable form of recreation. The comparatively new sport of t-ball will begin its 3rd successful season this summer. Participation and interest have been so great that 2 fields must be used to complete the schedule. Approximately 175 boys, ages 5 to 8, make up an 8-team league that fills the bleachers with enthusiastic adult spectators for each game. These boys begin early in life to learn the values of sportsmanship and fair play. T-ball, in a sense, provides a training ground for Dixie Youth Baseball. Each T-ball team is managed and coached by parents who have a warm desire to see youngsters develop a proper competitive spirit. The CYF swim team, composed of 120 of the city's best swimmers, compete in 4 dual meets each summer with teams in other sections of Chattanooga. The CYF has excelled in competitive swimming and now boasts 16 straight dual meet victories. The events shown here are with Stuart Heights. Practice sessions for team members are held each day for 2 hours. Participation on the CYF swim team not only provides a fundamentally healthful pattern of exercise, but also instills within each member the much-needed quality of discipline, which serves in good stead throughout their lifetime. While being a team member requires constant conditioning and rigorous training, the aspects of companionship and enjoyment are not neglected. Tennis instruction is offered by a qualified professional who is present daily. He gives both group and individual instruction to each adult and child that may be interested in improving her or his tennis skill. Tournaments for all ages have increased interest to a point where it is now difficult to obtain space on any of the 4 year-round courts. 5 water safety instructors graduated from the Red Cross are constantly busy throughout the summer season. Last year alone, they gave swimming instruction that totaled 4,988 lessons, including these categories: beginner, advanced beginner, intermediate, and swimmer. A field once used for horseback riding has given way to young boys. Because of the fantastic interest in t-ball, this undeveloped property is now being used daily. There are no lights, no bleachers, no finished infield, very little resemblance to a ball field at all. But boys by the hundreds use this field because the need is so great. Spectators bring their own chairs or simply sit on the ground. The foundation needs to develop this facility with lights and infield to increase its usage. The evening of June 11th, 1965 was most significant. On this night, the professionally lighted ball field was formally dedicated in honor of the man whose vision and dream started the entire Cumberland Youth Foundation program. Dr. J. Fred Johnson, pastor of the First Cumberland Presbyterian Church of Chattanooga, Tennessee, was present on this memorable evening and heard words of praise from outstanding citizens as they spoke of the achievements he had initiated in the field of recreation for the boys and girls, the men and women of metropolitan Chattanooga. Although a steady rain persisted, the spirit of the overflow crowd was not dampened, because each knew this man and knew his honor was well deserved. This ball field, from this date on, will officially be known as the J. Fred Johnson Field. Randy Gutschel and Richard Harvey are 2 of the dedicated staff members who supervise specific activities. 7 different leagues with approximately 40 games per week on our fields make it imperative that full-time staff members be employed. Girls are just as much a part of the Youth Foundation's recreation program as are the boys. A varied program of activities designed to interest the girls is carried on daily. We've found that activities for the girls create equally as much excitement and competitive spirit as do the boys' programs. 2 leagues of different age groups with approximately 8 to 10 teams compete weekly in what are spirited contests. Teams entered represent many different churches and denominations, and all compete with complete harmony and fair play. One sport that requires the ultimate in timing and coordination is diving. Once each year, the best divers of the 7 swim teams of Chattanooga compete against each other in the annual Cumberland Youth Foundation Invitational Swim Meet. Since each entrant is competing for the city championship, strict AAU rules are followed by all judges. The 2 divisions in this competition are junior and senior. This permits contestants to compete with their own age group. Swim trophies, as well as individual medals, are awarded the first 3 places. Diving championships are determined on the point system, with 5 judges presiding. There's a double-jointed scoring method. The first involves the diving itself, and the second depends upon what is known as the degree of difficulty. It's a bit on the order of awarding a batsman only 1 home run if he knocks it off an ordinary pitcher. But if he hits one off the delivery by somebody like Sandy Koufax, he then would be credited with 2 or 3 homers. Every contestant for major diving honors must do 10 different dives. 5 are compulsory. Every diver must do the same 5. After that, he does 5 optional dives, these being of his own choice from a list of 36 possibilities. The major sporting event in the city of Chattanooga, from the standpoint of participants, is the annual Cumberland Youth Foundation Invitational Swim Meet. This annual meet has grown over the past 7 years until now it's necessary to use 2.5 days on just this event. In 1965, approximately 450 swimmers were entered, and capacity crowds watched from the grandstand. With 6 lanes in constant use for all preliminary events, the need for timers, judges, and runners, all qualified in their positions, becomes a huge task for the meet director. Because participation is by invitation only, each swimmer represents a team that has been well coached and trained. In the final events, the very best swimmers of the greater Chattanooga area are matched against each other. Each event is for points that add to the team total. Awards in the form of gold, silver, and bronze medals are presented to the first 3 places in each event. Beautiful trophies are presented to the team which has accumulated the most points, and all officials of the meet make the decision as to the winner of the most outstanding swimmer, both boy and girl. Many swimmers have gained statewide, southeastern, and even national rankings and prominence through the breaking of long-standing records as a direct result of the CYF swimming program. Because physical fitness and mental alertness are so vital to competitive swimming, rest and relaxation are essential. Refuge from the hot sun is found under the huge type tents that are erected for this event. An assortment of reading material and conversation adds greatly to the relaxation of the swimmers and calms the nerves of these fierce competitors while they await their turn at the starting block. Competitive swimming was introduced to Chattanooga in an organized manner by the Cumberland Youth Foundation in 1960. Since that time, 8 teams have been formed and 7 are still operating. The future is extremely bright for thousands of youngsters to be a part of this sport that has influenced the lives of so many already. 3 additional teams are presently giving thought to becoming a part of this swim league. That would make a 10-team league that all started through the vision and the foresight, as well as the hard work, of the Cumberland Youth Foundation. It is well to note that national swimming authorities report a total absence of juvenile delinquency among those involved in competitive swimming. And we add this has certainly been true in Chattanooga. Several years ago, the Cumberland Youth Foundation became increasingly concerned over highway accidents and deaths. As a measure to assist the National Safety Council and local authorities to curtail highway traffic on summertime holidays, promotion and publicity programs were initiated to encourage everyone to bring their families and enjoy a complete day of fun and relaxation using the facilities of the CYF. From this effort of promotion came the annual Labor Day barbecue. Weeks of publicity in the form of newspaper articles, radio announcements, window cards, letters, handbills, and street signs inform everyone of the many events that await them on this holiday. Committees work long and hard to develop a day of interesting and varied activities that will be appealing to every individual. With the beginning of the fall school term just a few days away, each child is eagerly looking forward to this last fling. Parents, too, find that this day with children brings many pleasurable and memorable moments. Through public demand, the Youth Foundation incorporated into their plans 2 years ago this all-day barbecue. Families now journey from all sections of the city to spend the day, eat a delicious meal at a nominal cost, and have the assurance that a well-qualified staff has planned in advance for their arrival and that all will be cared for in safety. The barbecue provides one source of revenue for the operation of the Youth Foundation's program. With limited income being derived from few sources, the Youth Foundation looks to the annual barbecue for sufficient funds to meet its expenses through the winter months. The entire day is filled with excitement, with exhibition ball games, tennis tournaments, various swimming demonstrations, games, contests, and prizes for everyone. Synchronized swimming is a sport for girls 11 years of age or older of advanced swimming ability. Intricate patterns and stunts are learned and are applied to music. Synchronized swimmers are sometimes called the acrobats of the water. Timing, coordination, muscle control, and breath control are taught, and a team of girls learns to swim together as though they were one. The Cumberland Youth Foundation initiated this program in 1965 as another first in Chattanooga. Each girl that participated found a new challenge in improving her grace as well as her physical fitness. This also is considered a competitive sport. One of the highlights of the Labor Day program was the water show. In addition to moments of a more serious nature, there also was the diving clown act. This hilarious demonstration by swimmers of excellent ability provided everyone with lots of laughs. By the way, all talent used was drawn from the regular CYF program. Two identical and beautiful girls known to us as the Scott twins, Sharon and Susan, perform a duet in synchronized swimming. One must understand that these girls, like all those entered in this program, have only received a few weeks of training, but already, through hard work and daily activity, they are becoming excellent participants in their new interest. We anticipate that in the future there will be competitive synchronized swim teams, just as there now are competitive speed swimming teams. Miss Charlene Cook was first introduced to synchronized swimming 10 weeks before these films were taken. As a result of her dedicated effort in this sport, Charlene entered the Southeastern competition that included many talented and, in some cases, veteran performers in the art of synchronized swimming. Charlene finished among the leaders in 4th place as she vied with the very best in the South. This was a real tribute both to Charlene and to her instructor, who is one of the many competent staff members at the Cumberland Youth Foundation. The affairs of this state-chartered nonprofit corporation are managed by a 13-member board of directors. The officers of this board are M.E. Dement, Jr., President, Arthur Hall, Jr., Vice President, Hugh Shelton, Secretary, and Hal McCullough, Treasurer. In addition to these officers, other directors are Ed Connell, McClellan Cook, Bob Espy, John Farrell, Tom Hemphill, Hiram Langley, Jack Lonis, Frank Williams, and John P. Williams, Jr. This board meets monthly, and in February, March, April, and May meets twice monthly. These leaders are completely responsible for all programs and activities of the Cumberland Youth Foundation and direct the staff of full-time summer employees. Each of these directors is fully aware of the great responsibilities that are his and the significant contribution the Cumberland Youth Foundation makes to the general welfare of this entire city. The slogan of the foundation is constantly before them, where the hope of tomorrow is being helped today. This is the story of 1 year's operation of the Cumberland Youth Foundation of Chattanooga, Tennessee. There have been 8. There will be many more. During the season, of which you have seen but a small part, an accumulated attendance of 99,020 persons took advantage of the opportunities of this program. Bodies were made stronger, minds more alert. Spiritual development was strengthened, for which the CYF has received numerous awards. Improvements need to be made. When they are, they will be because of the vision and dream that occurred nearly 25 years ago, a vision and dream of our founder, Dr. J. Fred Johnson. Dr. Johnson has served as pastor of the First Cumberland Presbyterian Church for 33 years. He has given serious thought to the physical as well as the mental and spiritual needs of young people. He has endeavored to make dreams become realities. The Cumberland Youth Foundation is his dream, and it will live on because there are people who care about boys and girls. Future plans call for a field house to be built on already acquired property. This facility would enlarge the current program to a year-round operation. This is still in the future. However, everyone will agree on one thing: it must be built. And it must be built soon, because the hope of tomorrow is being helped today.